What's up guys, this is Retro Collector 101 back here with another video. Sorry about the little red dot that you can see up there. There's nothing much I can do about it. It's just that my camera, when it records, it has that weird red dot. I've looked into it and I cannot seem to be able to get rid of it. But anyways, in this video, we will be covering something that video game collectors don't tell new video game collectors. And if you're already experienced and have like 10,000 games and don't know what I'm talking about, this is what you should be aware of, and that is disk rot. So disk rot basically is when a disk loses a little speck of data and that data is entirely lost. Like there's nothing you can do about it. There's no repairing. You can't just bring it to a factory and ask someone to go fix it for you because it is permanently lost. And the worst thing about it is that we do not know how to prevent this type of thing from happening. We do know how to kind of slow it down, and I'll get into that in a bit, but what we don't know is how to entirely prevent it. So what types of games is this affecting, particularly, at least right now? Well, right now, anything made in the GameCube era, the original Xbox era, and the PS2 era, and before that, so I'm meaning those three consoles and like the PS1, the Sega CD, the Dreamcast, those are all starting to be affected by disk rot. So there are a lot of games, especially GameCube games, where it has disk rot. And now this should also be letting you guys be a bit prepared for when you want to buy games on eBay, which is why looking at their overall condition is very important. So over on the screen here that I'm going to show you guys, some disk rot that you guys can just see right here. So this is what disk rot looks like. So here you can see it. Even this is a very less severe one. Like you can just see that little speck right there. That little speck. Even if your disk has that tiny speck, you need to hold it against the light, as you can see up there in the photo. If it has that tiny speck, the disk won't work. And if it works for a tiny bit, maybe like for Sonic the Hedgehog, it works, then maybe after level 1 it just crashes. Everything's lost. That's what's gonna happen if it's disk rot when it's this when it's not as severe. When it is, but once it's at that stage, it just gets worse from there, and it can turn into a whole mess. It can look something like this, and then when it looks like this, the game won't work. Now that's probably why some disc games, not all, are starting to ramp up in price. Like Twin Snakes, that game was built with such poor quality that if you want to get one without disk rot, you really have to pay a pretty penny. In fact, let me just show you guys what I mean by Twin Snakes disk rot. Like, I don't know why, but Twin Snakes especially rot very easily. Like, it won't obviously show here, but you'll probably know what I mean once you check the eBay prices for this game. So now, how do you prevent, or like, sorry, you can't really prevent, but how do you slow down your games from getting disk rot? So basically, to kind of prevent your games from getting disk rot, what you need to do is put them side up. So let me just get my game, like a game from here. Cars 2, for instance. Let's just say, like, this is Xbox 360. So like Xbox 360 games will eventually disk rot, but maybe in like another 10-20 years. So you don't need to worry just yet about these games unless they have a crap ton of scratches and you keep them in like bad shape or in a bad environment, like I'm just gonna get in. So what you want to do is keep it like this. So the reason why you need to do that is so that if any dirt gets on the disc, it will probably eventually fall off due to gravity or any type of humidity if it kind of gets on the disc. And just so you know, humidity is a big player in disk rot. It's very bad for your games. So if there's some type of humidity, if you keep it in this position, it will eventually fall down due to gravity. So you need to keep it in this position and try to make sure that the environment it is in is low on in humidity. So that is extremely important. So if you even take a look at like how I store my games, I store them all like this in a drawer to prevent it from a lot of humidity. That's what I mainly do. And actually, the one like thing that I do in general is that I don't really collect disc games. So cartridge based games, as far as we know, last pretty much forever. So that's like Genesis, SNES, NES games. Those ones pretty much last forever. Like I haven't seen a game that just stopped working for some random reason. Like usually if the game like Super Mario for instance stopped working, it's probably because there's some type of corrosion, and corrosion is something that you can prevent. And even if it starts to corrode, you can probably clean it off with some isopropyl alcohol to prevent further damage. So that's something I like about cartridge games, and which is why I like collecting cartridge based games. So, overall, what is your one big takeaway from Disc Rot? One big takeaway would probably be that if I were you and weren't that clung into the disc based games, I'd probably try to stay away from a lot of it so that if it happens, you aren't losing a crap ton of money. Because if you get disc rot, it's not like you can sell it or like, make some money off of it. Who wants a game that doesn't even work? Which is why if I were you, or if you were a brand new collector, I would try to stay away from the super old disc games like the PS1 and like the eras that I basically said, especially GameCube and PS1s. Those are terrible, and the Sega CDs ones, CDIs, you name it, those ones are the bad ones. Luckily, there are ways of slowing it down, like I just stated before, and if you have skipped through, you can just go back a few minutes. And another good thing is that with these disc games nowadays, usually they are of better quality because if you look closely, like to this game right here, uh, this is something, actually, no, you can't really see it represented here. Oh, actually, yeah, there was a good photo here. You can see there are some like protective layering. There is some protective layering which will then practically help slow the process down. And as far as we know, the Xbox 360 games, PS3 games, and onward aren't really witnessing disc rot just yet. So we may be on a safety boat for those ones. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it to wrap it up. Hopefully my tips really helped you guys and that my information did not shock you guys too much. Hopefully a cure to disc rot will come up in the near future, but if not, stay tuned to more updates if I find out anything better about disc rot, because hopefully a cure will come someday. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please smash the like button and the subscribe button. I make a lot more content like this one, and I will make more in the future. I make reviews on video games and old tech. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video and have a nice day. Bye.